What it do? Hey, what's up? How y'all doing, man? This your boy AJ of the Deep Thought. I'm back at it again, once again. Ha ha! Yes, sir. How y'all doing, man? Today, man, we finna get ready to talk about this whole Ebony K. Williams situation. I apologize. Not being ready, but I'm ready. Y'all know what's going on, man. Anyone that jumped on the live, man, let me know how y'all feel. We finna get ready to get started in just a moment.
No, I thought.
You know what I'm saying? We just finna get started how we supposed to. But before I get started, I want to play this real quick, man. Let's go and get this like and the subscribe button, man. Make sure y'all run them lights up. We trying to get to 1K, man. We are so close to that mark. We're trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all run up the content, show love, all that good shit. Yo, yo, yo. Yes, sir. How y'all doing today, man? It's your boy AJ, other Deep Thought. I'm back at it again, once again. Ha ha, yes, sir. And welcome to Deep Thought Live, man. Yes, sir. We is finna talk about this whole Ebony K. Williams situation. As you can see, it says Ebony K. Williams chose to be a single mother. So, for folks who have been living under the rock, Ebony K. Williams decided to be a mother. I want to say maybe, I don't know how long, maybe a month, maybe, I don't know how long exactly, but Ebony K. Williams decided to be a mother. She went through a donor, if you know what I mean. She does not have no husband, no boyfriend, none of the kind, but she is pregnant. You know what I'm saying? She went through the embryo, the vitriol stuff. Y'all know what that is. Test tube baby. So we finna just talk about why she decided to go that route rather than being traditional and, having a husband of her own. And for folks who've been part of my, channel for a while, I talked about her last year when she went viral for saying she wouldn't date a bus driver. She would date who owned the bus company. You know what I'm saying? So we finna go and get into it. Shout out to Miss Reva TV and the Do Better podcast by the homie Theo Cooper for these videos. So we finna get into it, man. I ain't finna waste no more time. Always remember, everything I do and use is on the fair use. So we finna get into this shit, man. Let's get it.
Out, we can ask bus drivers, how many of you would be willing to date a single mom?
When y'all be sitting up saying, oh, well, even if you get married, you could still end up a single mother. Ho, are you slow? Is something wrong with you? The whole point is wanting to be married first. Y'all be acting like people get married, the divorce be 2 months later.
Exactly.
It don't be. I don't care what y'all try to normalize. I want a ring before I lay down on a table and have a baby for a man. And all the, oh, well, marriage is too big of a commitment. But you'd rather lay down on a table and push out a whole human being that you could possibly be doing. And that's not too much.
I don't care what any baby mama say. Having to raise your kids by yourself is not a flex. And this
Exactly. Which is why I titled the way I titled it. She chose to be a single mother. Like so many women before her, they choose to be a single mother. Or at least that's what they think they doing. My thing is, I feel like you ain't really choosing to be a single mother. I feel like you became a single mother by force. And you might be like, how in the hell can someone choose to do something by force? Easy. Very simple. Ebony K. Williams wasn't married before she had a baby. Hell, she didn't even have a boyfriend before she had a baby. And now she got a whole child coming into this world with no father in sight. Hell, don't even know who the father is. But yet, she want to talk about who she'll rather mess with. Come on, man.
This is coming from a single mother. Listen to your sister. Don't let any baby mama deceive you into believing that being a single mother is more convenient than being a wife. Being a baby mama is not a flex, and I said what I said. Well, I'd rather be a baby mama than be a miserable wife. Girl, majority of the women that be saying that, she ain't never been a wife a day in her life.
Exactly.
So I have just come across this post on social media revealing that Ebony K. Williams is pregnant with her first child. Let me just read everything. Let me read this post and we're going to get into the conversation. So it says, the former Real Housewives of New York City star and host of Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams is expecting her first child. That's right. The 40-year-old television personality opened up about her pregnancy journey as she's eagerly awaiting the arrival of a baby girl due on August 16th. While speaking with the outlet, Williams, who previously shared her decision to pursue motherhood using her frozen eggs through sperm donation and in vitro fertilization, also known as IVF, acknowledged the challenges and uncertainties that accompany the IVF journey. Anybody who's gone through IVF or attempted IVF will tell you so many things have to go right for the final result of this journey to be a baby, Williams explained. That's why I've called this my remarkable miracle, because it really does feel like I've been the recipient of some very enormous favor from God above. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into this. The first thing that I want to say is, anybody who's having a baby, I think that it is a very tumultuous situation. It's very hard on your body. It's not an easy thing to go through. We all know that. We all know all the above. It is something that is, it's special, it's sacred, and of course, I wish her, a safe delivery and all those things. However, we gotta talk. Okay, y'all, we have to talk, because if you guys don't remember, I'm gonna play a couple clips and just jog your memory before we really get into it of why this is such a big deal. I saw a lot of people under this post saying, what's the big deal? What's the problem? Men do it all the time. The same things that we always hear. I'm going to play these clips.
And for the people that say that shit, talking about why is it a big deal? Oh, it's a big fucking deal for a very important reason. It's a very big deal. And I kind of explained that on the video I made about her a year ago. I might just post this video probably at the end of this live stream if y'all want to watch it. But I was saying that one day she gonna realize she gonna see herself by herself, by all alone, all because she thinks she more than what she are. And now you kind of seeing the rudiments of what I said a year ago. She went ahead and got a test tube baby. I mean, let's just call it for what it is. It's test tube baby. I mean, I ain't trying to be harsh, but that's what it is. In vitro, that but test tube. It's test tube baby. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, congrats to her for having a baby, but at the same time, you ain't doing it because you really wanted to be a mother. And I'm gonna keep it right there for now. Let's get back to the rest of this video.
And then we'll talk about it.
Some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns the bus. If
See
he
what I'm
owns it.
saying?
And I realized that some of the things that myself and my female counterparts were priding ourselves on, being really, really well educated, being very well accomplished, being pretty, but like pretty in a way that society deems is particularly valuable, because we know there's actual pretty and then there's kind of marketability, if you will, the kind of objective standard. And those things really just did not translate on the dating marketplace. And imagine how perplexed some of us were. But I said to my girlfriends long ago, I said, y'all, all of this 9s and 10s, we might be in that space, even 8s. It's not going to serve us the competitive advantage when it relates to our sisters, who I'm even going to say 6 and 7s.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit, right? Like, let's back up. So she was talking about the dating market. This is something that is a continual conversation with Ebony K. Williams, right? She did it on The Breakfast Club. She did it on Stephen A. Smith's show. She did it on her own conversation with Ayanla. It's a lot of things that she talks about where she feels that Black women are not in spaces where they have a lot to choose from. Or if the Black women are educated and have a certain amount of finances, that they basically they don't have the pick of the litter, right? They only have very few, far and in between men to choose from, based off of statistics and demographics, because they want a certain type of guy. Exactly. Right? They want a certain type of guy that's making a certain type of money every year. Who?
Thank you, Ms. Reva. And that is what I'm talking about. It ain't the fact that you can't find a man. It's the fact that you can't find a man that you want, that you got in your mind picture. Some of y'all women, y'all say y'all want a man to make more than y'all. Let's say Ebony K. Williams, she's a lawyer. So let's say she's probably making about $300,000 to $400,000. She probably want a man to make at least $500,000 or at least $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Or more than that. So when you have shit that's that high, standards that high, you ain't gonna never find the man that you looking for. Because you're gonna always fall on your face about who you think you should be with rather than who God put you with. That's a difference. It's a difference between who you put yourself with and who God put you with. You know what I'm saying? Think about that.
Who meets a certain criteria, tall, owns businesses, like they have it all mapped out on a piece of paper of exactly the type of person that they feel that they are qualified for, right? Something that I thought was very interesting is that when she had that conversation with Ayanla, and Ayanla asked her, would you date a bus driver? She said she would absolutely never date a bus driver, and I believe they even had another conversation about a trash man, and she said she would not date a trash man either. And both of those jobs make really good amount of money, especially depending on wherever it is that you live in the country. They definitely can make a pretty decent penny, a very comfortable, more than comfortable living. And she said that she personally would not, because unless he owned the bus. But it's interesting because now when we reiterate that question back out, we can ask bus drivers, how many of you would be willing to date a single mom?
None of them.
That's how it's reversed, right? You don't want to be with them because they're broke, or they don't have the certain amount of money that you have, or they don't have a certain amount of finances. And then at the same token, now you're in the space of what would be almost like the equivalent, right, of what would be a quote unquote mediocre man.
Facts. Big facts.
So take that how you want it. If you feel that, a mediocre man, or a man who doesn't have a certain amount of finances is not good enough, or whatever the case is, in the dating market now, if you felt that you had this conversation with your friends and you felt like you were 8, 9, or 10 on the looks department, and you were not best suited for men based off of the fact that you had too much education, you're too smart, you're too pretty, you're too all of these things, and that these men are going to go for other women who are maybe not as in quote unquote intelligent, or all these things just based off of your words. Now, what would having a baby and becoming a baby mama then do?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, you ain't doing nothing but set your own self for failure. Because a man who got his life together, who's on his purpose, who is on his grind, trying to get something done for himself, he is not going to waste his time with a single mother. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And I hate to be the one to say this, but understanding that because you're a single mother and because you got a lot of baggage behind you, ain't no good man gonna take that risk. You want a man to take a risk on dating you, knowing the father, the child's father is still in his life. What if he never wanted to be the child's son? The fact that dude know you and he knows that you with another man that's not him, he gonna feel some type of way. That's just what it is. He gonna feel some type of way. Because he gonna realize that you ain't what he thought you was gonna be to him. You end up showing him something different. Now he look at you different. So
I'd love to know. It's really sad when we have conversations of people who are talking about, driving the community forward and like positive change and like, wanting to see different within the Black community. Like, we always hear people talking about this and saying that they're running with it. But what's so interesting to me is that a lot of women, a majority of the time, they say these things and they say that they are, they're focused on it or whatever. But then it's somehow comes into a certain play where they end up kind of like reverting back or like taking 10 steps back while they're talking about wanting to move forward. Because at this point, this is just perpetuating the narrative, but just at a higher level. There's absolutely no difference. You said that you didn't want to compete with the quote unquote mediocre, women who were 6 and 7s, but now you are. Now you're in that same space, right? Because now, just like you would think that a woman of your quote unquote, your knowledge and your wealth and your this and your that you would not want to, again, continue the saga of raising children in fatherless homes.
facts.
You would not want to create a broken home for your young Black child because you feel so strongly about community.
Yep.
A lot of people can say what, I saw so many women, of course, right? I saw so many women, showing so much support and this and that. And I find it so ironic that, sometimes we can just be so backwards. Because there's so much support for baby mama culture. There's so much support for all these baby announcements. There's so much support for all of, these women who talk about they're going to raise kids by themselves. There's so much support and backative for those things. But whenever we see people talk about they're getting married or we see people talking about they're getting engaged, you can look in the comments and see a whole bunch of negativity. Oh, I don't understand what she's marrying him for. She could do so much better. Oh, I can't stand that. I don't know why she's doing that. Oh, she's stupid, she's slow, she fool. It's so backwards.
Yep.
Do we want to change the community? Do we want to elevate the community?
And that's the question. Do we really want to elevate our community? I honestly feel like we don't. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If y'all on this mic, y'all in the live, share the live, hit the like, man. Hit the like. Make sure, man, whoever comes in my motherfucking live, just hit the motherfucking like. You did what I'm saying? Just show love to the channel, That's how you show love and respect to it. If you want to hit me up, you can hit me up on the you know what I'm saying. You can get on the live. But yeah, man, I feel like she just, she did this shit for her own self gratification. She want to have a baby. She couldn't have a baby the regular way. So she had to do it the test tube way. She had to get it done through her eggs and shit. You don't even know who your father is. I mean, you don't even know who the father of your baby is. That's sad, man.
We want to, step forward and try to see something different, or don't we? And the whole point is that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Like, you have all right to do and say and choose whatever it is that you want to please to do. But in that same breath, then don't say that you're trying to elevate or help to, take the community in strides forward.
Facts. Big facts.
Because this is not doing that. Because now the people who are looking at you as a quote unquote representative of the black community in whatever demographic that you're in are now just seeing a glamorized version of a baby mama.
Facts.
I understand, that she is listen, and this is nothing to about her excitement or whatever the case is. It's nothing, none of that foolishness. It's not even, personal to her specifically, but it's just the point that there's so many women who are, standing on their soapbox and telling everybody that it's okay to be a baby mama, and they're spreading this narrative out there, but then at the same time they turn around and say, oh, I can't believe the state of our community. I can't believe the state of our community. I can't believe, the way that these younger women are acting. I can't believe that these younger women don't have any decorum or don't have any class. Yes, you do have, single mothers who have the assistance of, family members, friends. Of course, we want to talk about stepfathers, but I'm not even talking about that. I mean, whenever there are certain situations, we have literally said and read the statistics where if there is a child who grows up with just a man, that child is no different than a child who grows up in a two-parent household. However, if a child grows up with only their mother, there is a vast difference as the behavior of that child, whether boy or girl, and how they function in society, the things that they deal with, mental health issues, whether they're in and out of jail, whether they are, on alcoholism or all of the above.
Yep.
And I think that as much as, again, this is just my.
And that is why it's important that we be the leaders of our communities that we want. We gotta be the leaders. A lot of us men, we gotta be leaders, Can't blame women. They get blamed and they need to take some responsibility. But we as also have to take some responsibility too. For the things we done. A lot of dudes will just knock something down and be like, okay, cool. But bro, you mess with somebody you didn't like. You mean tell me you got them pregnant on top of that? Knowing she gonna put your ass on child support. Knowing she gonna be running through your pockets for the next 18 years. Nah, man. Gotta think, brother. Gotta think. Stop getting pussy crazy, nigga. And for these females, y'all too dick crazy. Yeah, I'm saying what I want to say on this live today. But yeah, I'm finna go to the next video. I don't want to play the whole video. YouTube will flag me for that. So shout out to the brother Theo Cooper. Shout out to my homie Theo Cooper, other Do Better podcast, man. Make sure y'all keep running up his motherfucking channel. I think he had 200,000 subscribers, man. Keep running them up. Much love, much appreciated. We finna check out his video. Corey Holcomb had something to say about Ebony K. Williams' pregnancy, man. He had something to say about this, so let's get into it.
What's that lady name who was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember her. Is this some reality?
She was getting a little run at first. No. It was a lady
No, it wasn't.
who was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver. And this got her a lot of airplay. She was on shows.
Yeah, she was on shows.
But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build. When some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all.
Do I smell a whore?
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus,
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Her name is going to come to me in a second.
Ebony K.
But
Williams.
she made, what is her name? Ebony K. Williams said she wouldn't date a bus driver, but just had a baby artificially inseminated in that blew out ass monkey. This is the definition of insanity, ladies and gentlemen. The brother who passed, the day was happy he passed, he said this. Can't make this shit up if you want to.
Rest in
This
peace to the
bitch
Godfather.
said she won't date a bus driver, but had to have a baby artificially put in her pussy. What the fuck is wrong with this bitch? That is insanity if you ever saw it.
Facts.
I'm talking
Facts.
about cuckoo.
Crazy as a motherfucker.
You had to have a baby put up in you, but you wouldn't date a bus driver? What is, oh my God. Hey man, I'm scared of these people, man. Look at her, she thinks she's something too.
Look at this shit.
She do.
When she take off that makeup and hair, she look like somebody mammy. Like she about to be. By somebody who she had to buy. She had to buy
Facts.
a family and have it put in.
That ain't cheap.
Exactly. Now you see why this shit is a big deal. She wouldn't date a bus driver, but yes, she'll pay to have some sperm shoot up in her. All you have to do is look up in vitro pregnancy. Look up how much that shit costs. That shit will blow your mind when you find out how much the in vitro pregnancy shit costs. That shit costs money, man. And she would rather do that than be with a damn bus driver. That's a damn shame. Let's get back to the video.
What the man, listen, man, these are the women we got to choose from out here. She's supposed to be elite.
Facts.
Only elite to a fool.
Facts.
That's why she don't
Big
have a
fact.
fool. She don't have one.
Now that's really a pop-up baby right there.
Hey, Corey makes a good point right there. You know, we talk about single moms. We usually think, broke chicks out here just being reckless with their womb, multiple children by multiple men. But to Corey's point, she was a lawyer. She's supposed to be of the upper echelon of our people. And yet, still, because of the choices she made throughout her life, too good to date the average man, too good to date a bus driver, she ends up purposely becoming a single mom.
I can't imagine you out here,
Pick from
instead
a
of letting the bus driver dick you down when he get off work, you would rather have something slid in you.
It had to do with the amount that he make. But can you imagine if a bus driver, what if she said, how does she know the guy whose sperm she accepted? Unless she got it from somebody else.
She said she know who the guy is.
Oh, well, then that's a different story. I thought she
Not know him, just found out she has information on who was the donor. Because you can look at the bitch and tell she want to pick through what baby she want, but she don't want the responsibility that God gave her to be a woman of substance. She's a woman who accepts substance in her sack so she could skeet out a creature in a few months. Like if you can't get pregnant and they find a way to do it like that, that's different. But I'm just saying, I look at these women, man, and I'm like, these women.
And another thing. What folks don't know, doing that in vitro shit, that's a sin to God. That ain't came from God. You know why? because that's a machine and not a person. Two people are supposed to get together and impregnate, not a machine. Church.
Women are insane. And they had the nerve to stand in front of the camera like, boom. Ooh, that's a picture of her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's more how she really look right there. Goddamn. I mean, she can get it.
She
can get it all day long. But I know me. Soon as I get it, her value decreases. What am I doing fucking you right now? I ain't put no effort into you. So if I'm fucking you, that means you probably accepted a small amount of money that was big to you and nothing to me. That's the way my life goes. I'm divorced now. I've hoes that take tokens. And I'm proud of it. Ain't nothing like dropping a girl back off in a bad part of town after you through with her. That is a blessing from God. To look at them walk back in the jungle.
Hell no.
They said she wanted truck drivers.
That's funny.
She wanted a who?
Truck drivers instead.
Well, she got something trucked up in her.
I guess there's nothing wrong with those. I'm saying, look, she could have gave that money to a bus driver. Let him knock her up.
Good point, D.
Hey, look.
It's not cheap to get that done.
No,
right? How
no,
much
no,
does
no,
that
that's
cost?
not.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know what she paid.
I did several reaction videos to Ebony K. Williams, and I remember her talking about being artificially inseminated. And I think she said the cost was around 25 grand. I'm thinking that's on the low end, so it's very expensive.
To have something shot up in her. All I'm saying is, if she ever get in an argument with me, if she get in an argument with me, we are going to talk about what's been shot up in you. Ain't nobody gave you love.
Nope.
They gave you drippings. If the sperm that come out of your penis ain't shot up in a womb, that's a dripping. That's the new name we need to call it.
But did she actually?
We gave her a dripping. You want some dripping, bitch?
Did she say how she got it? Because there's other people out there that have gotten pregnant by, like.
By what? Turkey basters?
No, actually having sex by somebody, but they're not with them. In other words, who's
Well, that's America.
But who's the singer?
Ain't nobody.
No, but on purpose they did that.
I see what you're saying, D.
They recruited. God, there's two singers. There was a female, and she's lesbian, and the singer, the guy, he's like a folk singer, and they paid him because that's one of her good friends. So she was like, I'm just going to pay him. And he
Form of insanity.
That is kind of that. Yeah,
It's selfishness.
That's a form of insanity.
Exactly. Selfish.
Was it not Melissa? I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was.
I heard that woman talking on this show, and it really ignited something inside of me. And I was like, yo, I know this to be a fact. If a woman is out here trying to prove to you, listen to this, fellas, because I don't want y'all to miss it. I'm finna give it to you right now. These are words to live by. If a woman is out here trying to prove to you, she puts real effort into trying to prove to you that something is wrong with you.
Yeah.
That woman is crazy.
Facts.
That woman is crazy.
Facts.
Why would somebody put so much effort into proving to you that something wrong with you?
Facts.
Are you thinking about this?
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
see,
yet you're
I
with-
know the bitch is crazy. I'm fucking with. I ain't trying to prove to them nothing. I use them for the monkey, and then I'm gone out the zoo. I know what it is. Every time a girl get in my car, every time a girl is in my presence that I allow, I know I am dealing with a baddie mother. Because I ain't did what I'm supposed to do to be with her. So if you up on me, I know you insane.
Yep.
It was this one crazy bitch I was with.
And that's what I'm saying. You mess with a female like that, you know she crazy. You know she is a nutty ass individual. She's slow. She got problems. She got issues. You know what I'm saying? She the type that try to kill you and then apologize for it. Like, that's why these females are single out here. Cause the dudes that they want don't want them, and the men that want them, they don't want. So they rather be by themselves.
Recently, this bitch the whole time, she was like, oh yeah, it's on now. You got a real crazy bitch up on you now.
What?
Yes, I love it. She was being honest. I know she was being honest. Motherfucker act like it's pillow talk. But that bitch was being honest. This bitch is crazy. The bitch talked about niggas who jumped on her when that was our ride. Bitch had 3 different niggas that jumped on her. I was like, so it's been 3 dudes that physically beat you up. You seek that out. She got quiet for a second. Mm-hmm. Then she thought about that $200 I was gonna give her, and then she was like,
That's dangerous. It's amount of time when it trickles to other people.
What you mean when you say that, D?
Well, when you're around people like that, it's just a matter of time. The more time you spend around this person, you're taking a chance.
So you think
something might affect you?
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
D, do you think there is, like, let's just say a man is on a mission to find a good woman. Do you think that can happen within, let's just say, a year? A man is on a mission to find a good woman. Can he do that within a year? Damn, you know the answer. Your eyes tell the truth.
Wait, a year is possible. A year, 6 months, no, 2 years, yeah, but a year.
If you find a good woman,
It depends on where you're at. Where are you going?
if you find a good woman, or if a good woman find you, that was luck.
Facts.
Because going out here trying to find a good woman, it's almost impossible in this Western world.
I was gonna say,
where you gonna find a good woman at?
But isn't that how it happens, though?
Because they'll talk about finding a good man. Look, let me tell you something. I know a lot of good men. I don't know a lot of good women.
Man, what?
See, men are what you call a wretch. A wretch. Men behave like a wretch. I'm just being honest. A lot of these broads I deal with, I'm not saying the rest of the world, even though I know the rest of the world gonna agree with me, or especially all the people who being honest, a lot of the broads I deal with are evil. Evil. They don't want to see you shine.
When it comes to Ebony K. Williams, her just thinking that she's above the average man, well, it's definitely not a good look. Then I remember once she had that interview, went viral about not dating the bus driver, then I remember she went to Breakfast Club, I believe the next day or the next day after that, and proceeded to double down on it. And you fast forward a year and a half, 2 years later, now she's sitting here pregnant by a sperm daddy, purposely bringing a child into a single parent home because she purposely did that. And I also think it's kind of selfish when you make a child and don't purposely bring that child into a family unit. You just want to make a baby because I can afford it without.
Exactly. Let me shrink down for a second. That's what I be trying to say. These motherfuckers who only think of themselves and don't think of nobody else. They think they more than what they are. That's what it is. I ain't lying. They think they more than what the fuck they are. You rather spend $25,000 to make a baby than to actually be with someone you care about to have a baby. I just don't understand, man. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it, man. But anywho, let's get back, man. Last video, man, before I shut down the live, is another Reva TV video. Shout out to Miss Reva TV. I will leave the links down the bottom of the description below after this live stream. She talks about Ebony K. Williams some more. Let's go.
So, if you guys don't already know, this is Ebony K. Williams, and
I've heard his voice. I have an MP3 file of him telling his own life story. His willingness to be contacted when my child turns 18.
so if you guys don't already know, this is Ebony K. Williams, and
You felt you wanted to donate. Donor, I've heard his voice. I have an MP3
I don't know what she said.
donor, I've heard his voice. I have an MP3 file of him telling his own life story. Why you felt you wanted to donate. And this was important. His willingness to be contacted when my child turns 18.
so if you guys don't already know, this is Ebony K. Williams, and she, posted this video on her social media account. Basically, she did a podcast explaining and kind of doubling down, the reasons behind her choosing to become a single mother, right? So in this interview, she's talking about, the donor process and stuff like that. What's mind-boggling to me is just the, overemphasis on how excited she is to talk about the fact that she has an MP3, voice recording of her child's father. Like, it's mind-boggling to me, and talking about how much you care about, the community and family structure and being a quote-unquote traditional woman, it's
Females like Ebony K. Williams is why the community is where it's at now. You can debate me about that when I drop the link, but I'm saying that right here. Females like Ebony K are the reason why the community is where it's at. Real talk. The only difference is she doing it from a rich level because she's rich as hell. She got money. But for everyday people, it ain't no different.
just very mind-boggling to me that, there's so much excitement over having, like I said, an MP3 recording of your child's father's voice, as if that is some kind of signification that's going to assist your child in knowing who they are.
Facts.
So when my daughter's 18 years old, if she would like to find out her paternal identity, as I wanted to do when I was 38, she doesn't even have to wait that long and go through all that rigmarole that I had to do. Hire a geneticist, hire a detective. Here is his last known address, and he is anticipating your contact.
This is the next thing, right? So in her having this conversation, she's basically explaining that she thought that this would be an easier process, being that when she was 38 years old, she wanted to know who her father was, right? So she was in the same kind of predicament where maybe she was a child who was born without knowing who her father is and all that kind of stuff. What I don't understand is that with all the schooling, with all the knowledge, with all of the, intelligence, with all the degrees, with all of these things, you see her on so many different aspects, giving her thought processes and her think pieces on so many different things. And what I just don't understand is why you would by choice replicate the same cycle that you endured. Why?
Facts. For someone who has endured being a child to a single mother, instead of you breaking that cycle that your mother went through, you revamp the recycle. I just don't understand.
What's worse is people who are in situations that come from two-parent households and they choose to be a single mother by choice because, they could do bad all by themselves. They got it like that. But you see, when you're in the predicament and you understand that hole or that void within you as a child, and you are choosing to replicate that same exact situation for your child, just for the sake of you not wanting to be with a bus driver, you not wanting to date, in a certain tax bracket, you not wanting to put up with all the, people's stuff, It just comes across as very selfish. That's just being real. Because why would you want your child to endure the same hurt, the same pain, the same agony? As you can see in the beginning of the video that I put up, it was a little girl who was born by a donor, the same exact situation as Ebony K, with this woman who she wanted to have children. She chose to go the donor route, went the donor route, and here's her daughter coming from school with a book that says "My Dad." A little girl, maybe she's about 5, 6 years old, because children understand the void.
Facts.
They understand the difference. They understand when they go to school and they see somebody that has a mommy and daddy that they don't have one. They understand the loss of their identity.
Facts. Facts. And this is a tough one for me. It's facts, cuz we all go through that. If you grew up in a single parent household, you know how that feels. I know I do. But we still keep on no matter what.
They're very well aware of that. All of that being said, his essay, his background, educational background, health background, all the foolishness, the rundown of A, B, C, and D, all the way to Z, will not take the place of him actively being there. It won't. It will not. All of that stuff that's written on paper and all what sounds good on why he chose to do this and why he chose to do that will not take the space of him being present in your child's life.
Facts.
It won't. You who comes from the same kind of situation should know that. No matter how long the essay is in the world, no matter how long all of those things, it will not take the place of a father, of the first person who is there to love you as a man.
Facts.
Being there. Going into daddy's arms, calling daddy, hugging daddy. Nothing will take that space.
Yep.
And it hurts me and it enrages me that so many women are taking this route just because they don't want to get on a man's page. Because they feel like, I don't want to settle.
Sad.
This is not a form of settling. I'm confused. You're choosing to create a family and not thinking about the effects it's going to have on your child. It does not matter if you have a voice recording. It does not matter anything else.
Yep. None of that shit really matters when you ain't got nothing else to go on, man. So, shout out to Riva TV for that video. Yeah, man. So we figure out to end this shit. As you can see, I'm high as a mug. No, I'm not, but yeah. I'm about to end this live, bro. I want to thank y'all for showing love to the channel, man. Much appreciated to y'all. I want to appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure you check out the Deep Thought Man on YouTube. Once you step in, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, y'all. I see y'all in this motherfucker. We finna go. I'm finna bump some gangster shit. So, we gonna see y'all next time, man. We ain't finna waste no time. I'm gonna play the real song this time. I'm gonna play the real song this time. I don't care about the instrumental this time. I'm gonna play the real song this time. I don't care. If they flag me, they flag me. I don't care, man. I'm finna turn up. This my live, this my YouTube, this my channel. I do what I want to do. I don't care how no one feels. So I'm finna play the real song. I don't care if I get flagged or not. So let's go and get into it. I don't care, man. I see y'all next time, man. Y'all know what's going on. I see y'all on the next live, man. Peace.